Good morning, everybody. Matt Moda here to give you my favorite MLB home run predictions for today. We're talking Sunday, April 20th. Happy 420, everybody, for those who celebrate. I'm going to have three home run picks for you guys to lock in for tonight's MLB betting slate, more like today's because it is a Sunday. Three dong picks for you guys to lock in. Very confident in the three that we have. So the dong report is, in fact, back in your life. Before we can get into those picks for today, we do have to do a recap from yesterday, which was good. It was a great day yesterday. I got two of our guys to hit home runs. The first two in the Phillies game missed. Harper, we'll talk about, hit a bunch of baseballs incredibly hard. Eric Wagaman also hit a bunch of baseballs incredibly hard. He just couldn't get a lift on any of them. Never really had the launch angle, so we lost those two. But we did cash out Jonathan Aranda in the bottom of the 10th inning, I think is what it was. He hit a walk-off home run in extras. Lucky to have that happen. Still counts as a home run. And then we had James Wood come through for us, who's just an absolute monster. So yesterday we were up 2.09 units on the Dong Report. Again, playing these relatively light in terms of unit sizing. That now brings our total profit on the entire season. If you're following my unit size guide, we're up 10.56 units on the year so far. 45% ROI is amazing. And if you're one of those heathens that's playing everything for one unit, because I kind of just wanted to give the context of the type of season that we're having. If you've played everything for one unit blindly and you're not really following my unit size guide, you're up 43 units on the Dawn Report. Obviously, that's amazing, but putting one unit on home runs, I think, is a little bit crazy just because you're going to have a week where you only get one out of like 15 plays to hit a home run. And I don't want to be down 10 units over the course of 5 days. So that's why I play my unit sizing light. But if you guys want to play them higher, I'm not going to stop you. The beauty of home runs is we've gotten 21 to hit. We've lost 60, and yet we're up 45% ROI. And this is the most important number here, right? Your return on investment. Whatever you are betting, you're getting a 45% return, which is really, really good. So hopefully we can keep it up. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hopefully we can keep it up and have another good night tonight. I got three for you guys to lock in. I do want to warn you, I went incredibly chalk with all three of my picks today. It's just kind of how the board fell to me. Starting with our first play, Cal Raleigh to hit a home run. He is best offered at plus 300 odds at FanDuel. FanDuel is going to give you guys the best odds on every single one of these plays today. So if you want to do a parlay of all three, obviously those best odds are going to be on FanDuel. And then individually, they're best offered on FanDuel as well. So Cal Raleigh to hit a home run, plus 300 odds. One thing that I do want to say, the reason why I chose 3 plays today as opposed to 4, it's a pretty gross day. If you believe in weather, it's a pretty gross day from a weather perspective. We see a lot of kind of cold icons here. Some places, it's winds blowing in, like we see here at Steinbrenner Field. We see here at Citizens Bank Park, the wind is blowing in as well. Now, I'm not avoiding every single game in the red, but that just kind of shows you why the odds might be, like for Ballpark Pal, none of these guys are plus EV, right? We don't see any orange plays that are being marked as plus EV. It's because of the weather factors here. One of the games that is not impacted by weather is this game, Seattle versus Toronto, because it's played in a dome. Completely neutral home run site. If you look at the ballpark here, it's, a little bit wider than average in the right and left center field. Other than that, it's a pretty normal ballpark. So no real issues in terms of a weather stadium perspective for home runs in this one. And Cal Raleigh has just been hitting the absolute piss out of the baseball. It is absurd what this guy's been doing to the baseball. So we're looking at his game log here. He has had a barrel in 8 straight games. I think that's what this is, since April 11th. Every single game he has played, he has had at least 1 barrel. Sometimes he's had 2. There's games with 2 barrels. Yesterday, he did not hit a home run. He had 1 barrel. He had 3 hard hits yesterday. You look at what he did to the baseball. Again, I'm looking at, I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but I forgot. The website that's showing you the weather, this is Ballpark Pal. This is my favorite MLB tool. I use them all the time for, I don't do a lot of baseball bets that's not home runs, but you can do anything on Ballpark Pal, much, much more than just home runs. And this screen here, which is where they price their own odds, they give you kind of their own Ballpark Pal line. Again, this is obviously Ballpark Pal. This site that I'm looking at here is Baseball Savant, which is where I look for exit velocity and stuff like that. You just go to a game You go to the box score, and then the fire icon is how many hard hits they had. Cal Raleigh had 3. He was one of 3 batters on the Mariners that had 3. He also got walked 3 times. So basically every single time he put a ball in play yesterday, it was a hard hit. And one of them did not quite have the launch angle, but 109 miles per hour off the bat, 21-degree launch angle, traveled 311 feet. He gets this ball up a little bit more. That's going to be a home run. Again, he's been incredibly hot at the plate. This is FanGraphs, which is where them in Baseball Savant is where I look at a lot of like advanced stats. One thing that I want to show you here is this report that I pulled up on FanGraphs. I'm just looking at the last 7 days. I'm looking at total barrels. Barrel is kind of when you hit the ball in the sweet spot in terms of exit velocity and launch angle. So that's why I look at it so heavily. Looking at the last, again, 7 days. Look who's tied for number 1 in terms of the most barrels in the MLB over the last week. That would be Cal Raleigh with 7 over the last 7 days is insane. Let's look at the last 2 weeks. That's kind of how I look at batters in baseball. I look at the last 7 days, the last 14 days. Guess who is tied for number 1 with the most barrels over the last 14 days? That would be one Cal Raleigh with 11. He, again, just hitting the absolute tar out of the baseball. And he's got a really, really good matchup. He's going up against a pitcher, Easton Lucas, who's given up 3 home runs on the year. Guess what? All 3 of them have been hit by right-handed hitters. Easton is a lefty, so Cal Raleigh is a switch hitter, so he's going to be batting righty. He's been getting smoked by righties. He also throws a 4-seam fastball like 60% of the time. Generally, the pitchers that I like to target for home runs throw predominantly fastballs because the faster the velocity of the pitch, if you can get good contact on that, the faster that the exit velocity of the actual baseball is going to be. So I like looking at pitchers that throw a lot of fastballs and like 3 home runs. 7% barrel rate isn't terrible. 45% hard hit rate is pretty bad. And then 36 plus 24, 60% line drive rate plus fly ball rate is pretty bad as well. The reason why Cal Raleigh has been so good at hitting home runs is because he puts the ball in the air. Average launch angle of 19.8 degrees is really, really good. The reason why Easton Lucas has been struggling in terms of allowing home runs, it's because of that launch angle. 19-degree launch angle on average is pretty bad. And then the barrel rate and hard hit rate, again, aren't terrible. They're definitely not good, and this launch angle is the biggest thing. So Cal Raleigh, this year, the last point I'll make about him is he's been really, really good against right-handed pitchers. He's hit 8 home runs. 6 of them have come against righties. ISO rate of 389 against righties is insane. ISO rate of 259 against lefties is still really, really good. Anything that is 250 and above is considered excellent. Historically, he's been much better against lefties. You look at his ISO rate from last year, 261 against lefties, only 198 against righties. So this year he's flipped that a little bit. Either way, the lefty matchup when he's batting right-handed is not something that I'm scared off of at all. He's been incredibly hot at the plate, and yeah, he hit 2 home. He had a stretch where he hit. If you go to his game log, he hit what? What's this? 5-6 home runs in a 6-game stretch. He hasn't hit one since. He's got a barrel in each of these last 2 games. He had 3 hard hits yesterday. I feel really, really good about going with Cal Raleigh to hit a home run. That is play number 1. Play number 2, I'm going with, again, I told you I'm going super chalk today. That's just kind of how the board fell to me. I'm going with Mike Trout to hit a home run. He is best offered at plus 350 odds at FanDuel. Best offered price here, FanDuel. It's actually a decent price on FanDuel. He's at 350. The next closest book is at 280. So pretty good there. I put 0.3 units on him to hit a home run. I put 0.35 on Cal Raleigh. I should have mentioned that earlier. 0.35 on him. Just upping the unit size a little bit when I'm playing these lower odds plays. But Mike Trout, I love. I mean, he hit 2 home runs yesterday, so this is going to sound like incredibly chalk, incredibly obvious to go with Mike Trout to hit a home run. But the biggest thing here, again, we're looking for batters that are hot, that are hitting the ball hard, and that are putting the ball in the air. And you look at Mike Trout yesterday, he had 3 total hard hits. That's really good. Obviously, when you hit 2 home runs, you presumably have at least 2 hard hits. But just look at what he did. I mean, one of his home runs, 115 miles per hour off the bat. For whatever reason, doesn't have the hit distance here, probably because it traveled too far and they don't track numbers that go that high. I mean, 115 miles per hour off the bat with a 26-degree launch angle is insane. His next home run, 108.7 miles per hour off the bat, 24-degree launch angle, traveled 381 feet, just amazing. And then, oh yeah, he had another flyout that traveled 384 feet. That's a home run in half of the stadiums. All 3 of the hits that he had that were hard hits. All three of the hard hits, I should say, is what I'm looking for. All three of them were fly balls, and all three of them were 100 plus miles per hour off the bat. I mean, that's perfect. That is exactly what you look for when you're looking for a batter to hit a home run. And oh yeah, Mike Trout, 3 barrels yesterday. Every single hard hit was a barrel. That's insane. It's been a pretty good stretch for him. I mean, he had a 4-game stretch where he didn't get a single barrel, then he got 3 of them yesterday. But I like the fact that, yeah, he had a rough day at the plate 2 days ago, so this would have been Friday. But the 2 games prior to that, 2 hard hits in each of them. Just didn't quite barrel them up, but hitting the ball hard. And then yesterday, just an insane day. And when Mike Trout's hot, I mean, we've seen this before. I mean, look at what he goes on these binges. 2 home runs, hit 1 the next day. Home run in 3 straight games. Like, he goes on these home run binges. He obviously did the same thing last year before he got hurt. So I have no issues going back to Mike Trout after hitting 2 yesterday. He's going up against Justin Verlander, who was once one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in baseball. That has not been the case the last 2 years. His home run per 9, 1.49 last year, 1.45 so far this year. That's not good. Barrel rate isn't terrible of 6.5%. The issue is he's letting guys put the ball in the air. That launch angle is pretty high. That's why he struggled allowing home runs the last couple of years, is because of that launch angle. And he has been hit up specifically by right-handed hitters. So if you go to Justin Verlander, we're looking at him specifically against righties. Of course, now it's not loading. It was before. I did have these numbers up before. For whatever reason, it's not showing his like individual stats, but all 3 of the home runs he's given up have come against right-handed hitters. That's kind of what I'm trying to show you here. He throws majority fastballs. I don't know why this isn't showing up, but oh, there we go. Yeah, so his stats allowed to right-handed hitters: 10.81% barrel rate is terrible. 55% hard hit rate is terrible. Combined 50% roughly line drive plus fly ball rate is pretty bad. 2 of the 3 home runs has been off that 4-seam fastball. Mike Trout obviously crushes 4-seam fastballs. It's a extreme advantage in favor of the batter, +9, and not quite a 10, but a +9 advantage in favor of the batter. It's an A matchup for Mike Trout. For whatever reason, they don't have the letter grade for Justin Verlander, but either way, it's a good matchup for Mike Trout. That's per ballpark power, and I should have shown you this for Cal Raleigh for the big dumper. Strong advantage for him as well. It's an A matchup for Cal Raleigh, the hitter, D matchup for the pitcher. So second play being Mike Trout to hit a home run, I feel really good about. And then our third and final pick of the video. Again, I went chalk today. Bryce Harper to hit a home run. He is best offered at +390 odds at FanDuel. So let's see. You're still able to get it at 390, so no line movement here. Another play that I put 0.3 units on. Now, this is one of the gross weather games. It's a little bit colder in Philly with slight winds blowing in. That's why you see it graded negatively for home runs. Generally, Citizens Bank Park is a hitter-friendly park because they got short outfields. That's not the case tonight. It's not quite a juicy weather game. I try to avoid these games as much as I can. I try to avoid having multiple plays in gross weather games, which is why I held off on a couple picks that I'll give you at the end in terms of leans. But I went with Bryce yesterday. I watched him hit 2. I watched him have 2 hard hits that were both put in the air. That didn't quite leave the stadium, but were hit really hard. You go to his exit velocity, double, 108.4 miles per hour off the bat. I mean, this ball was off the wall, 2 degrees higher launch angle. This would have been a home run. Again, it was off the wall. And then he had another 105.5 miles per hour off the bat, just got a little too far under it, skied it a million feet in the air, so it didn't travel that far because of that 52-degree launch angle. But two hard hits, 1 barrel that he had yesterday. You look at Bryce and how he has been playing recently. He hasn't been consistently hitting the ball hard in terms of hard hits, but he's been consistently barreling it up, which is honestly the most important thing here. You just need him to get one of these, and it's going to leave the stadium. So he had 2 hard hits yesterday. One of them was barreled. He had a barrel the day before that. He actually had home run on Friday. Didn't do anything on Saturday or the game before that, which would have been Thursday, but then he had a barrel the game before that. And then he's got 2 in back-to-back games earlier against the Cardinals. So again, his hard hit rate is a little bit low compared to what we look for, but the barrel rate is the most important thing here. And that's what he's been doing really well. So after doing that yesterday, I knew I wanted to go back to him today because not only did he hit the ball hard, but he put the ball in the air. And he's got an incredibly juicy pitching matchup against Connor Gillespie of the Marlins. I mean, the Marlins just throw dong baller after dong baller. They have so many pitchers that you want to target for home runs. that's great. No issues there. And their bullpen is also taxed, and their bullpen stinks as well. So it's just a match made in heaven, aside from the weather. But you look at Colin Gillespie this year, home run per nine of 1.89 is really, really bad. He's made 4 starts. He's gotten rocked in those 4 starts. Barrel rate of 11.7% is terrible. He's allowed 7 barrels in 4 starts. That's terrible. Hard hit rate of about 50% isn't good. I'm not going to say that's terrible, but it definitely isn't good. And he's allowing a high launch angle of 18.7 degrees as well. That's bad. The biggest thing here, so he's allowed 4 home runs. Literally all 4 have been allowed to left-handed hitters like Bryce Harper. This is another website that I look at for advanced stats, Game Day Insights. I look at for them a lot of pitch mix stuff. Connor Gillespie against left-handed hitter. I mean, he's bad against righties too, but against left-handed hitters, 7.5% barrel rate isn't terrible, but that hard hit rate is bad. I mean, the line drive plus fly ball rate isn't honestly that bad considering with the launch angle that he's allowed, but definitely not somebody that I'm scared of. The cutter in fastball, so cutter is a form of a fastball. He throws the heat 50% of the time, so good to go there. And yeah, it's a B matchup for Bryce, +9, not quite +10. That's the highest they go, but still a good matchup for Bryce Harper. Came close to hitting one yesterday. I feel good about going back to him tonight. That rounds out our third and final pick of the video. So our 3 home run picks for you guys today. Incredibly chalk. I'm not going to hide from that, but that's sometimes just the way the board falls. We're going with Mike Trout. We're going with Bryce Harper, and we're going with Cal Raleigh to hit a home run. I do have some leans for you guys to lock in. I'll spend a couple minutes here giving you guys that I debated but didn't go with. Rafael Devers, I was really debating going with him to hit a home run. He's tied with Cal Raleigh with the most barrels over the last 2 weeks. He's got 11. He just had 3 hard hits yesterday. He just had a home run yesterday, which he'd been smacking the baseball. It was only a matter of time before he hit one over the fence. It's a gross weather game. It's cold. It's windy in Fenway Park. I mean, minus 37% for home runs is a little bit worse than what I bet in Citizens Bank Park. And the winds are a little bit heavier at Fenway as well. It's the mid 50s, so not terrible, not in the 30s, which it has been, but 15-mile-an-hour winds blowing left to right, which won't kill carry, but it won't help with it. And it's just not a highly rated game for home runs to right field, even worse than average for Fenway Park. That's also why I didn't go with the batter over the last 7 days that's tied with barrels, Trevor Story. He's also been hitting the piss out of the baseball. He's been better against lefties, and the pitcher that the Red Sox are facing tonight is a righty. If they're going up against a lefty that was a dong baller, I probably would have bet Trevor Story, but I held off of it. Another guy that I really did want to bet was Gunnar Henderson, but starting pitcher for the Reds hasn't been announced, so there are no odds. It's hard to place a bet when there are no odds. If it ends up being the Spears guy, it's obviously a great matchup for Gunnar, +10, extreme advantage in favor of Gunnar. Gunnar just hit one yesterday, but he's been hitting the ball incredibly hard. And I have no issues going back to Gunnar Henderson after he had a game in which he hit a home run. And then the last 2, honestly, James Wood in both of these games, I think aren't bad. Now, the books are starting to catch up. +360, this is game 2 against Senzatella. I mean, that's disgusting. +360 odds, even though James Wood has been really good, is disgusting. This one isn't bad. This is game 1. There's a doubleheader in Colorado today. If you wanted to bet James Wood in both, I would not blame you for a single second. Kyle Freeland's a lefty, but James Wood has hit lefties hard this year. 550 is pretty reasonable. 480 and 360 are not so reasonable. But those are the guys that I was debating going with for tonight. But again, 3 official home run picks for you guys. The super chalkiest plays you've ever heard. If all 3 of these guys hit a home run, if I go 3 for 3, we will profit 3.27 units on the Dong Report. Not so bad for a Sunday. Let's hope that happens. I appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe. Check out Ballpark Pal. I put a link to them in the description of the video. I also put in promo codes if you want 10% off for the month, 15% off for the year. I can get you that. And then this is also my Tails account, which is where I send all my plays out. Everything that I'm playing on YouTube, I first send out to Tails just for a way to people to lock stuff in early, or a way for people, if they don't want to watch the YouTube videos, they can go here. And that's all we got. Again, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Bet responsibly, and have a good one.